Okay, in the previous class we had seen about position vector, correct? I hope you have understood. So just try to, you can actually imagine you are drawing a position vector wherever you want, right? So you can draw a position vector. Right now you are sitting in, say you are watching TV, right? Now with respect to you means you are the reference, right? You are the reference, and this is you, and this is the TV, right? All of you like watching TV, right? So with respect to you, you just write, imagine there is an arrow, right? So that is position vector of TV with respect to you. That's it. Okay, like that. Right, now coming back, let us proceed to displacement vector. Now this displacement vector, so the displacement, whatever you are saying here, it is the same displacement what you have studied already in your 8th, 9th standard in physics, in science, right? Now displacement, as you all know, it is the shortest distance between the initial and final point, correct? Shortest distance between initial and final point. Otherwise you can say starting point and ending point. Okay, that's all. And the same thing we are going to see here. Now as I told you, let us consider a Cartesian plane, xy plane. Right, so this is xy origin, right? Now you can imagine this xy plane to be the floor where you are actually sitting now. Okay, now this origin you can imagine however you want, right? Now say a particle is actually moving this way. Say you have a toy car, remote control toy car or something like that. So you are playing with it and just try to mark wherever it goes. So just try to paint it. Okay, just try to see the path whatever it is covering. Okay, now say this is the path covered by a toy car, right? At some time t is equal to 0. Okay, fine, let us not speak about time. All right, now the toy car, it is going from point P to point Q, okay, then to point R, then finally to point S, let us say. Okay, now you can actually consider the initial point and final point depending on your choice, right? Now if I say take P as the initial point, initial position, okay, initial position or initial point, fine. Then if you take Q as the final point, all right, we can say starting P is the starting point, Q is the ending point. Then displacement vector, so the displacement vector, it is always written from the starting point to the ending point, initial point to the final point. Okay, so that's all. So we'll just write a line starting at P and ending at Q. Okay, so this PQ, okay, this PQ with a vector symbol, you can call it as displacement. Okay, displacement of your toy car. Okay, so this you can call it as the displacement vector. Okay, now if you had considered P as the initial point and S as the final point, okay, if you had considered P as the initial point and S as the final point, then the vector would have been like this. Okay, then the vector, it would have been like this, right? So this vector PS, okay, this PS is also, can also be called as a displacement vector. Okay, fine. Remember, displacement vector, it always points from initial point to final point. Okay, it always starts at the initial point, that is the starting point, and it ends at the ending point, final point. Okay, so this you need to remember. All right, fine. Now let us try to write the position vector and the displacement vector, both of them, right? Again, let us take the same example. Okay, so this is xy plane. Okay, xy plane. Please write in your notes once, draw in your notes, it will be easy. Again, let us take the same path covered by your toy car. Okay, now say at t is equal to at t is equal to 0 second. Okay, t is equal to 0, the toy car is at position P. Right, now I can mark the position vector. I can say about its position by drawing a position vector, is it not? So I can write OP, right? So this is OP, or you can call it as RP, anything. Okay, now RP, you can write it as position vector at t is equal to 0. Okay, position vector at t is equal to 0. Now after some time, say at after some 3 seconds, the toy car is at position Q. Okay, toy car is at position Q. Then I can write RQ as the position vector of point Q. Okay, so this is RQ, right? Now say I said after some 3 seconds, right? So this, it will reach point Q after some 3 seconds. Okay, now you can say RQ, right? So RQ, it is the position vector of your toy car. Okay, position vector of your toy car at t is equal to 3 seconds. Okay, at t is equal to 3 seconds, right? Now if I ask you what is the displacement, okay, what is the displacement of the toy car from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 3 seconds. Okay, that means from 0 to 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, it actually covered a path shown by the white line here. Okay, so the white line, whatever I have drawn here, so it is actually showing you the actual path traveled. Okay, or you can say the actual distance covered when it is going from P to Q. Okay, like this, right? But the displacement, right? I need the displacement now. How much, what is the displacement of the toy car from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 3 seconds. So as you know, displacement, it is the shortest distance between initial point and final point. Now for me, P is the initial point and Q is the final point. Now we will draw a displacement vector, you can say, right? Now we will draw a displacement vector from P to Q. Okay, so this is how we draw, right? Yeah, this, you can write it like this. So this is the displacement vector, this is the displacement vector PQ. Okay, so you can call it as D, no problem. So this is, you can write it very close to that also, you can write, fine. Okay, now how to write this D? You can say D is the displacement, D is the displacement, of course it's a vector, right? You can say displacement of the car, displacement of the toy car from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 3 seconds. Okay, in this 3 seconds the displacement of the toy car is like this. Okay, now suppose in another 3 seconds, or you can say totally 6 seconds, okay, in 6 seconds the toy car has actually moved here, P, Q, R, let us say. Okay, so this is how it has gone now. Okay, this is how it is. Now P, Q, R, let me say. So this is point R. Then I'll ask you, what is the displacement? Okay, what is the displacement of, what is the displacement from t is equal to 3 to t is equal to 6 seconds? Then you just have to write a position vector from Q to R. Sorry, a displacement vector, right? You just have to draw a displacement vector from Q to R like that. Okay, so that's all. So this you can call it as some capital D. Okay, so you can write capital D is the displacement vector from t is equal to 3 seconds to t is equal to 6 seconds. I hope you have got it. So displacement vector and position vector. Okay, displacement vector, you need to remember one thing, it always points from means the tail of the vector must be at the starting point. Okay, see here, tail of the vector, tail of this red arrow, it is at the starting point. I told you, I asked you to assume P as the starting point, and the head of the vector or the tip of the vector, tip of the arrow, it must be at the ending point. Okay, displacement vector always points from initial point to final point, starting point to ending point. Okay, right. So this is about displacement vector. Okay, one second, let me pause. Okay, next let us see about types of vectors. Okay, so I have listed few vectors here. There are few others apart from these things which are listed here. Okay, now equal vectors. Now what are equal vectors? It is important. So two or more vectors can be called equal vectors if they have same magnitude and direction. If they have same magnitude and direction. Okay, the magnitude and direction must be same. For example, you can say you are applying a force of 5 Newton towards east. Okay, now call it as vector A. Now your friend is also applying a force of 5 Newtons towards east, right? Now call it as vector B. Okay, you are applying a force of 5 Newton east direction, let it be vector A. Now your friend is applying the same force 5 Newton in the same direction east. Vector, call it as vector B. Then vector A can be called vector A and vector B can be called as equal vectors. Magnitude has to be same and direction has to be same. So this thing has to be kept in mind, right? Now what are unequal vectors? Now I think you got the idea. If the vectors do not have equal magnitude or the same direction, then you can call them as unequal vectors. For example, say vector A, right? So say vector A is 5 Newton, comma, and it is due east, and you have vector B which is also in east direction, but it is not equal to 5 Newton. It can be 4, 3, anything, but not 5. Okay, 4 comma 3 Newton, like that. All right. So then, even though the direction is same, see here in this case you are saying the direction is same, east, but the magnitudes are not same, right? So then you cannot say vector A and vector B are same. So this you can call them as, this is a good example for unequal vectors. Now in some cases, even though you have the magnitude to be same, okay, vector A, it is 5 Newton towards east, let us say, then you have vector B which is 5 Newton, okay, vector B, let it be 5 Newton, say it is in northeast direction, okay, northeast direction. See here in this example the magnitudes may be same but the directions are not same, right? So these two cannot be called as equal vectors, so they are unequal vectors. All right, fine. Now let us come to like vectors. Fine. So if you, like vectors are really simple. If you see the direction of two vectors to be same, okay, if the directions of two vectors, two or more vectors are same, then we will call them as like vectors. Direction is same, right? So you can say vector A some 6 Newton, okay, vector A is some 6 Newton and it is in the east direction. So 6 Newton east, okay, then you have vector B which is say some 4 Newton and it is east. Now A and B, they have different magnitudes, correct? Agree, no problem, but they have the same direction. If they have the same direction, we'll call them as like vectors, okay, fine. If the magnitude also becomes same, so then you can call them as equal vectors, that's all, okay. Yes, coming to unlike vectors, so these are the vectors which are in opposite direction. So you can say vector A, say it is some say some 6 Newton east, okay. Now if you see some vector B which is you can say some 4 Newton towards west, then these two can be considered as unlike vectors. If they are in opposite direction, then we'll call them as unlike vectors, okay. Like vectors means same direction, unlike vectors means opposite direction, simple. Now let us see collinear vectors. All right, now collinear vectors, what it means is, you know, collinear means same line, right? So you can have two vectors in the same line, okay. So that is, two vectors can be in the same line means it's like this. There are two possibilities, right? So you can have two vectors in the same direction, so that is this way, yeah. So say vector A is like this and vector B, it is on the same line, okay. I'm writing it on vector A, now vector B is this way, right? So this is one possibility, which are lying on the same line. Now these are collinear vectors. Now there can be one more possibility where vector B can be this way and vector A can be this way. So this is one more possibility. You just have to see if both of them are on the same line or not, okay, that's all. So this is about collinear vectors. Then coplanar vectors, so I think you know it already. If the two or more vectors are lying on the same plane, okay, if two or more vectors are lying on the same plane, then you will call them as coplanar vectors, right? So if the vectors lie on the same plane, if the vectors lie on the same plane, then you can call them as coplanar vectors. One simple example you can say is say force. We'll take an example of a force, right? Now what you can do is just you can stretch out your arms like this, okay. So stand like this and stretch out your arms like this. So ask your friend to pull you from this side, pull you towards left. Ask your other friend to pull towards right, okay. Then see the way they are applying the force. So your arms, right, your arms, they must be exactly parallel to the ground. So these are your arms, let us say, so they must be exactly parallel to the ground, Okay, so this red line is the ground, let us say. Then the force whatever they are applying, so they will be along, or you can say it will be in the direction. Okay, it can be drawn considering it will be in the direction of your arm only, right? So the way your arms are pointing outwards, right? So these two forces can be considered as coplanar vectors, okay? Because you have to imagine a plane where your arms are resting. So these two forces applied by both of your friends, they are lying on the same plane. So then these two forces can be considered as coplanar vectors, like that, okay? Now coming to the next one, co-initial vectors. Now co-initial vectors means it's really simple. So say you have two vectors, vector A and vector B. Now you can call these two vectors as co-initial vectors if they have a common tail, that is their tails are meeting. Okay, if the tails are meeting, it appears that these two vectors are starting from the same point. Okay, just like say the arrows are going away. Okay, it feels like it is going away, right? So if they have a common tail, we call them as co-initial vectors. Then co-terminal vectors. So if what it means is, again easy, say this is vector A and this is vector B. All right, now if they have the same tip, okay, if the tips of these two vectors, two or more vectors, okay, you can take 3, 4 or more than that also, if the tips are meeting, okay, if the tips are meeting, then we'll call them as co-terminal vectors. All right, fine. Now yeah, so far, right, so there are two more special vectors. What it is we'll see in the next class. Okay, I hope you understood. All right, yeah, let us stop here. We'll see in the next class.